Joining me now is Nyajale Bagayoko. She is chair of the African Security Sector Network and has done extensive research on security in especially African Francophone countries. Hello, Nyajale. Nice to see you again. Now, many in Guinea have shown support for the military takeover. They say it was needed to counteract Alpha Conde's constitutional coup. What's your response to them?
This is exactly the matter at stake. In fact, we have we're in the situation where you have two illegitimacy which are competing one to each other. First, of course, you have this unconstitutional military coup, unconstitutional access to power with arms, but in front of this, you also do have this unconstitutional third mandate for which President Conte had run. So that is one of the reasons why it is very difficult for the population to consider that they are coming from a democracy to an authoritarian military regime. And this is also one of the reasons why there are not a lot of sadness nor regrets expressed to the seizure of power of the military against President Conte.
Let's move on to still on the military. They've been consulting with various stakeholders. Is that a plausible start to a transition to democracy?
It's very hard to say at this stage. What is, in my view, rather positive in the recent consultations and talks which just happened is the fact that all the communities of the countries have been associated to it, whilst Colonel Doumbouya is coming from the same ethnic groups as President Conte. And President Alpha Conde was used to use ethnicity and community belonging to nurture discourses of exclusion, especially from the Malinke community, where he is coming from, against the Fulani community. And the fact that the opposition leader, Cellou Dalein Diallo, has been very satisfied, as far as he said, about the talks he's been able to be involved too, is, in my view, a positive development. But it is difficult to say if this inclusive approach will pave the way to democracy itself.
Now, as we all know, Guinea is just the latest in a series of coups in West Africa. Is democracy in crisis in the region?
I think that the democracy is in danger, and the position which have been taken recently, especially by continental and regional organizations, are really a matter of worrying, because we saw that the coup which happened just after the death of Chad leader Idriss Itno Déby, when a junta conducted by his own son took power in violation of the constitution, was not really condemned by the African Union. And just after happened the second coup in Mali in last May, because I think that this non-decision of the African Union was a kind of encouragement for other military to seize power. And we can see that indeed, in less than 1 year, around in 8 months, this is the third coup which is happening in Central and Western Africa.
Are you, briefly on this one, are you in a way suggesting that there could be more coups coming up?
It is absolutely a possibility because there has been also first there has been other leaders who have run for third terms where they were not allowed to by the initial constitutions, and also because there is also lots of dissatisfaction in a lot of countries and a lot of distrust from the populations. And also, lastly, because I think that the multilateral African system, which is meant to promote rule of law, constitutional change of regime, due defense of human rights, have not been enough tough to impose those principles to its state member. So yes, I think that democracy is at risk today, but not only from the military leaders, but also from civilian leaders who are not respecting the legal frameworks.
Okay. Nyajale Bagayoko, political scientist, thank you.